Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we take a deep dive into a vintage set. We go in complete order, so the set we're checking out today is Dragon's Exalted, and then we're going to be checking out some more cards and products from sets that are Sun and Moon and older that are going absolutely crazy. And we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Platinum Protectors. If you guys need a case for any type of collectible, Platinum Protectors has got you covered. They have cases for action figures, comic books, diecast, Funko Pops, trading card games, video games, and when it comes to trading cards, they have so many different products. They have so many new products now. They got cases for both booster bundles, all the UPCs. We got 151, Celebrations, and the Charizard UPC. They even have a Celebrations Pokemon Center ETB case. They literally have it all. And then too, if you use PokeBeard at checkout, you receive 10% off your first order of $50 or more. Definitely check them out. All the links are in the description. But all right, let's get to it. Checking out Dragon's Exalted. This set came out August 15th, 2012. 124 cards plus 4 secret rares. This is the set symbol right here. And it's a pretty cool set. I'm really loving the shinies in here, especially this Rayquaza is sick. But this set has one of the best full arts I think we've ever gotten, in my opinion, and that is the Mew EX. Check out this full art. But yeah, if you guys are a big Mew fan and you guys are just listening, definitely check out this card. I also think the Ho-Oh is insane also. These backgrounds, and like I said, the texture is just crazy for these full arts. So we got a few very nice full arts. You know, we got the Ho-Oh, we got the Mew, we got the Terrakion, we got Registeel. You guys know I'm a big Reggie fan. Rayquaza, another one with a super nice background. And then we got the Giratina. I mean, this set is just stacked. And then getting to the secret rares, we have the shiny secret rare Superior. And then we got the Reuniqueless shiny. And then we got the Crocodile shiny. And then the Rayquaza shiny. And then if we're checking the most expensive, that is the Rayquaza shiny card. It says raw 402. Again, these really depend on conditions. Then the full art Rayquaza is second at 372 raw. The Giratina 293, the Mew 204, Ho-Oh 129, Superior 125. We got a regular Mew EX, which is worth a good amount of money, you know, in near mint condition. It says $108 raw. Crocodile 83, Reuniqueless 56, Registeel 55, and the Terrakion 27. It says total set value is 2,242. But I am telling you, these cards are so hard to find in really clean condition. I've been hunting for a clean Mew now for probably 5 years. Every time I find one, it is just so off-centered. Normally I don't care so much about the centering, but it's just so bad, and it's such a beautiful card. You want to have at least decent centering. And then same thing with the Ho-Oh too. I have not found a clean Ho-Oh in a very, very long time. And no joke, these are some of the hardest cards to grade. Like, I could not even find PSA 10 sales for a ton of these. We're going to hop to eBay and just check out some near mint sales. So we got the Superior, $67 with 14 bids. Registeel, $60. Ho-Oh, $181. We got the basic Rayquaza EX, which is actually super nice looking. He just looks so dark, and then you can see like the sparkles in his mouth, but that was $7. We got the Superior in a PSA 9 at $177. Giratina, just raw, $297. We got the Mew here with 1 bid, $255. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is a card I would buy right here. Such a nice card. And then we got the Rayquaza, just a basic EX in a PSA 10 sold for $319. That's not too bad. I'm guessing that is a super low pop. We got a Ninetales Hollow at $6. A couple more of the Rayquaza EXs at about $6. The Superior at $65. And you can just kind of like see the little bit of texture on there. It's super cool. I like those shinies. Another Rayquaza EX in a PSA 10 at $339. The basic Mew EX at $60. Says nice. All right, what else do we got? Another Giratina, $359. Best offer accepted. Another Mew here. Look at this. $922 raw. 49 bids. That is crazy. It's definitely a little off-centered also. We got another one here. It says 1 bid at $300. Probably a little rough. Another Giratina, $300. We got the Rayquaza shiny, PSA 9 at $676. We got the Crocodile shiny in a PSA 8 at $142. Now, if we're going to check some PSA 10 sales, we got the shiny Rayquaza here in a PSA 10 sold for $7,700. And then we got the Rayquaza full art. Now, I could not find a PSA 10 sale for this card. There is one PSA 9 available at $3,000 and $2,900. And the highest sale that we have is a Beckett 8, which sold for $1,478 in May of 2025. And then we did have a PSA 10 sale in 2024 early, and that sold for $2,520. I couldn't find any recent PSA 10 sales. Next, we have the Giratina. This one's super funny. We got a PSA 9 sale at $595, no 10s. There is a 10 available, and they are asking $1 million for this PSA 10, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. You know, I guess reach for the moon. Next, we have the Mew EX. The highest PSA 10 sale that I could find, or the most recent one, was $1,973. It says there's a pop of 23. And there is one available on eBay right now, and they are asking $20,000 now. And then next, we have the Ho-Oh EX. The most recent sale was probably like 4 months ago, in a PSA 10 at $1,275. And then we can buy one right now for $5,500. I definitely wouldn't pay these prices, especially if it's the only one on the market. Definitely like hit them up or something and try to work out a deal. You know, they just ask for so much. Next, we have the Shiny Superior. Most recent PSA 10 sale a few months ago at $2,264. And we can buy one now for $4,378 and $6,000. Next, we have the Crocodile. Most recent sale was a while ago that I could find anyways, and it was $1,750 in a 10. And then they have one available on eBay right now for $5,000 in a 10. And then we got the Reunique list here. So a couple months ago, it sold for $2,000 in a PSA 10, and we can buy one right now on eBay for $3,500. Next, we were checking out some Dragons Exalted booster packs. We got a sleeve booster at 400, the Gyarados, the Drakian at 400, another Gyarados at 400, Giratina at 400, and then the Rayquaza sells for $775, which, I mean, it makes sense, especially since the set is called Dragons Exalted. It's pretty sweet having Rayquaza on there. Now for like loose booster packs, we got a Giratina at 150, another one at 152, Rayquaza at 190, Terrakion at 120, another Gyarados at 108. We got an art set for $550, Rayquaza for $130, and another sealed blister pack for $255. I really feel like a lot of the newer people in the hobby never ever think about buying any of these older booster packs. But I think some of these sealed blisters are absolutely amazing. They're great for display. And I mean, if you don't want to overpay on a Scarlet and Violet Era booster box and spend $200 something, you can get one of these awesome packs, which, you know, are definitely very rare, especially comparing to anything that we're getting now. So yeah, I am always keeping my eye out for really nice sealed blister packs and stuff. I like getting like the blister packs more than just loose booster packs. They just, you know, display nicer. They're much safer to get. But yeah, I'm a big fan. All right, next we have the Dragons Exalted booster box. Last sold is $8,600, which was like a month or two ago, and before that it was $5,750. So pretty solid price. Next, we're checking out some Prime cards, and we're going to check out some sealed products at the very end. So we have the Machamp Prime card. I came back to check on it to see if it was still cheap, because look, it was $295 in May of 2025, and then at the beginning of June it was $400. Now last sold in a PSA 10, $830. And $600 the month before that. So definitely going up in price. All of the cheap Prime cards that were like sub $500 in a PSA 10, they're all going crazy now. So we got the Celebi Prime card. As you can see, it was like a $400 card in a PSA 10 in April. And now last sold is $1,250. And we had a sale at $1,200 before that. And then $1,050 before that. Next, we have the Slowking. This is one of my favorite ones. I love the purple on it. And like just the look is just creepy, but it's also going crazy. You know, last sold is $1,450. This used to be such a cheap PSA 10 card. It was $400 something. Next, we have the Ursaring, another one too that was dirt cheap. Now $1,225 in a PSA 10. And then in May, it was $800. Next, we have the Kingdra. Last sold is $1,125. And like I said, all these cards have very low pops. All right, next we have the Kingdra Prime card, and this sold for $1,125. And like I said, the pops on these cards are absolutely crazy. We have a Japanese one here in a PSA 10 that sold for $174. So if you guys want a PSA 10 of these Prime cards and can't afford the English, Japanese seems pretty affordable. Next, we have the Umbreon Prime card. This is basically the most expensive one. Last sold is like $5,200. Says it has a pop of 80. We got a PSA 9 at 737 and an 8 at 1,050. Next, we have the Gengar Prime card. Let me know down below your guys' favorite Prime card. I would love to know. We got the Gengar at $3,050 in a PSA 10. This has a pop of 149 and 750 in a 9 and 614 in an 8. Next, we have the XY Breakpoint Elite Trainer box. So last sold is 714, 675, 799, 675. If you guys do not know, this is a super cool looking box that has a Mega Gyarados on it, and it's pure red. I think this is a must get for any hardcore Gyarados fan, because just having an ETB with him on there is just super epic. And I really feel like a lot of the people that only collect the cards of their favorite Pokemon are really missing out on a couple of these awesome sealed like ETBs and, you know, some of these sleeve boosters or whatever it is, where it actually displays their favorite Pokemon. And then too, when you are checking on older sealed products, just know like the prices will range a ton. It really depends on the condition of the box. Like that is everything. Next, we have the Roaring Skies Elite Trainer box. Now, I think we're getting a Mega Rayquaza set coming up here. I can't remember exactly what it's called or anything like that, but I could see this thing even going crazy. There's a ton of Mega Rayquaza cards in this set, but last sold $1,892, and we got a couple sales around there. But that is absolutely crazy for this box. It used to be pretty cheap. August 27th of 2023 was $810, and in May of 2024 was $700. And let's see, when did it get over to be $1,000? Right about September 2024 is when it hit $1,000 in ETB. I also think this is one of the best ETBs for display. I mean, having the Mega Rayquaza right on that ETB, having it pure green, just looks so nice. I think this would be such a good like statement piece in your collection. And last on the list, we have the XY Breakthrough ETBs. You know, the purple one is X, the pink one is Y. I just love these things. I went absolutely crazy for this set. Last sold now is $700, $650. The $650 is for the pink. The purple one usually sells for more, and the purple sold for $700. We got another one that's pink at $600 and $595. But yeah, I'm a big fan. I still feel like these are somewhat undervalued for what they really are, especially comparing it to something like Roaring Skies. Now, Roaring Skies does have a couple more like crazy chase cards that just people obsess about, especially now with all the megas. But there is 10 Mewtwo cards in this set. Like, I'm talking super solid Mewtwo cards. So that's why Breakthrough is one of my all-time favorites. Another reason why I went crazy with Unified Minds. I don't know why, I just love the Mewtwo sets. But alright, that was today's Pokemon Throwback Thursday. And yeah, please let me know down below your guys' favorite Prime card. I would love to know. Mine would probably have to be the Mew. And then too, if you guys like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. And then if you guys want to support more, you can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, or my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But I want you guys to have a great day. And if you want to watch my last Pokemon What If Wednesday, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.